My guest tonight is an actress and black cultural icon, okay? You know her from classics such as Eve's Bayou and Waist Deep, and she has a brand new show on Amazon Prime called Harlem. Come on, make some noise for Meagan Good, y'all!
Thank you!
I was telling you, you a nice change of pace. I didn't know that was gonna be so intense, okay?
It was amazing, though. It was important.
We've been talking about guns in the Second Amendment, and you're from California, right?
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of home invasions. Do you think you need a gun?
You know what's crazy is for a long time I felt like I didn't, but now with everything that's going on, I would feel more comfortable with a gun.
Really?
The reason before, my thought was like, if something did happen to me, would I have the time to pull out a gun to defend myself? But I think with like the home invasions and everything, if someone breaks into my house and I have time to grab my gun, I don't want to kill anybody or hurt anybody, but I will defend myself.
Wow.
So.
I'm happy to hear that. How does Devon feel about that? Because, you know, he's a pastor, so it's either the gun or the Bible, but you can have both.
Well, you know, you could have both. I have to ask him how he feels about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you're in the new show, Harlem.
Yeah.
Tell me about this show, though. How would you describe it in 3 words?
I would say it is self-love, but I'm gonna put the word together with the little thing in the middle.
Okay.
I would say that it is sisterhood, and I would say that it is risque, inappropriate.
Okay. And you're from Cali, though. Like, how do you research for a show like Harlem?
You just do, like you just study and you just, for me, so much of it was like there was studying and conversation and things we talked about with the creators, but really it was when I got there. I've been to Harlem before, but I hadn't paid attention the way that I did when I was filming there. And I was like, there's no place in the world like Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
Like the culture, the people, like
Absolutely.
you can be at like 6 in the morning, you'll see someone with like a fly ass hat and like a full on outfit, and it's 6 in the morning, they walking their dog, and like, you're not gonna see that like anywhere else in the world, just everything. Yeah, I love Harlem.
Absolutely. Now, this show peels back the curtain on the sex lives of black women.
Yes.
Why do you think it's important to see these stories on screen?
It's important because so many times as black women, we're treated as if we're monolithic. You know, you see that's the girl that's like this, and that's the girl that's like that, and that's the curvy, boisterous girl, and that's, you know, and so I think it's really important that we peel back all of the layers and show every single part of them, and part of that is their sex life, and part of that is what they're experiencing in relationships, and what they're experiencing in their careers, and heartbreaks they've had, and all of that, and so, yeah, we go there on the show.
Tell me how y'all go there. How do y'all go there, Meagan? What does going there mean?
It depends on the person.
Okay.
I have my level of what I'm comfortable with. I try to never betray the story. I try to be as honest and raw as I can, but then I also have just what my comfort level is. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, somebody else might have a different level of comfort. There was definitely some scenes where I was like, oh, I didn't know we were that kind of show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I always wonder about that with acting, though, when it comes to the comfort level, because you are acting. So it's not like anybody's watching this saying, oh, that's how Meagan gets down.
Sort of.
Really?
You've never seen like an actor or an actress in a scene and they're like, it might be a sex scene and you're like, oh, so, okay.
Nah, I just look at it like they acting.
I don't know, sometimes I'd be like, oh, that's your business. Like, that's all your like rhythm and stuff. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
What parts of yourself do you see in your character, Camille?
So much. I mean, at the core, I am quirky and I'm a little bit of a nerd and I'm definitely really goofy, and people never see that side of me. And as an actress, you know, through my 20s, I struggle with trying to go from being a child actor to an adult actor. So in that transition, that's so hard for people to make, and a lot of people don't. I kind of became like the sexy girl and the love interest and all of that. And through my 20s, I really got pigeonholed with who people thought I was and what people thought I was capable of doing. And so through my 30s, it was about how do I recreate myself and show people like, I'm capable of so much more, and I'm not who you think I am. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, when I got a chance to play Camille, I was like, this is so dope because there's like some Lucille Ball comedy in it, and it's a character that's very, very close to my heart, and yeah.
We don't talk about your child acting enough. I mean, you know she was in Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, you know that?
Yeah.
Would you consider that like your first big role?
That was my first speaking role in a movie.
Okay.
And I have so many fond memories of it with like Tiny Lester and
God
Michael
bless
Clark. Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan was actually his stand-in on that.
Really?
Yeah, and Michael's one of the people who taught me like, make sure you treat everybody the same, everybody, no matter what they do. And that's something that stuck with me my entire life and my career.
Did they even pay you for that role?
They did, but you know, it was F. Gary Gray's first movie, so he was 25, figuring it out. So I was on set for 2 weeks, even though I only worked for probably like 2 hours. But the experiences I had and the people that I got to know, and you know, Chris and Cube and everyone, those things stick with you for a lifetime. So.
Absolutely. Something about the Harlem show too. It's about the dating horror stories. Aren't you glad you don't got to deal with those no more?
Praise the Lord.
Do you have any?
You know what's crazy? As I couldn't think of any off top, except for there was one guy that I went, and this just came so random. There was one guy that I went on a date with, and he lived in Chicago, and it was like years later, and then I went there to film, and then he actually was working on the set. And he kept stalking me around the set. And then at one point he came to my hotel room, and then I started to get like really freaked out. I'm like, what's happening?
I wish you had a gun.
I mean, but yeah, in the end, it was creepy because that last day, I was like just trying to avoid him and get to my car so I could get to the airport, and he chased the car.
Really?
Yes.
And did what?
I don't know what he was trying to do, but it was like I could see like the Terminator running. I was like, this is scary. Yeah.
So how did y'all get away?
We drove away, and then I left the state.
Wow. See? This is why women need to learn how to own firearms and use them for situations like that.
Right.
Now, I understand that you're also doing more work behind the camera now. You're getting your director on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it so much because to me, I think because I've been in the business for 30 years at this point, and just as I've gotten older, I'm so much more selective about what I want to do in front of the camera, and I don't enjoy like the hair and the makeup. I enjoy like being in my sweatpants with a beanie on and showing up and serving the project. You know, to me, it's not always important to wear the crown. It's also important to carry it, and I love to serve actors and projects, and I want to make it easier for the little black girl behind me so that she doesn't have to fight so hard to say, hi, I'm capable of so much more. This is not who I am. Let me show you what else I can do. If I can create those opportunities for them. And, you know, I put Ryan Destiny in her first film.
Wow.
And with Leah Butler, and we put Lexi Underwood, and she played my daughter in the film I co-directed, and then she went on to play Kerry Washington's daughter in Little Fires Everywhere. Now she's playing Viola's daughter, and she's about to be out of here. She's so dope. But that to me is like, that's what it's about. So.
Is Hollywood really changing for black people?
Slowly but surely. Definitely 10 years ago when I was here shooting Deception was the first year I looked around. I was like, wait, Gabrielle, she's the star of her own show. So is Taraji, so is Viola. It's the second year of Carrie's show. I had never seen that before in my entire career, and I didn't realize I hadn't seen that before until I was like standing in the front lines of like, oh, we all have our own shows. That's not normal, and it's sad that it's not normal. But to have conversations about behind the scenes and making sure you're having black hairstylists and people who know how to do our complexions and people who know how to dress, and you know, all those things are definitely a shift. I got used to like, I come to set with like my makeup bag and like my hair and you know, all that stuff because I know they're not gonna know how to do my hair. They're not gonna know how to press me. I've been burnt way too many times by people who are like, I know how to do your hair. I was like, that's good, I got it. You're good.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Meagan Good.